Hey everybody, welcome to week 4. I just wanted to give a shout out about some of the expectations that will be kind of needed in the next few weeks. So you've probably been working hard. Your annotated bibliographies are looking really good. Probably some of the best work that I've seen in the many years that I've been teaching this class. So really happy with what's being produced. You're taking the charge of basically looking at the articles that you're finding and really trying to relate it to the content of each section. And that's exactly what you need to be doing. So if you kind of feel like maybe you didn't do that enough, I probably mentioned it to you, but start trying to pick up on that a little bit more. It'll make your life a lot easier. So moving forward, we have about 4 weeks left of content, and we have 5 weeks left in the class after this week, of course. So what I could suggest to you is that given that you are in teams, you should begin to start writing. And I think that it's really important that you do begin the process because as this is a group project, you're going to see that there are 4 or 5 different styles in your group, and not all the same voice will be clear in every section. So you want to begin now. It is an advantage to have multiple people on this project. This way you can break up some of the work. To write a 30, 35 page paper by yourself is a very difficult task. I am not saying that it is not difficult to work in a group on a project like this, but I know it's doable, and I know that at this level in your career, it is something that is completely accessible and possible for you all to do and do well. So, on to my next point. Communication at this point is absolutely imperative. No one at this point should be silent in the group. Now, I recognize you're busy. That's why you're in an online class. You're trying to schedule this course, other courses, your life, and your work all at the same time. So, let me give you kind of some tips as to how to manage this environment. Really, I think that it's important that you shouldn't kind of wait until Sunday to respond to your group members. Now, if it is the case that you all have communicated and this is your kind of weekly meetup point, then that's fine. But at this point, you really want to be clear to your group about when you can respond, and kind of the sense that you will respond, so that everybody is on the same page. It just makes everybody kind of feel like the project is doable and something that can be completed in a timely manner, and also that everybody cares. I really do think that this will make the project, the class, a bit more enjoyable. So if you've kind of been on radio silence, it's time to turn that back on. Really get in there. And again, I think setting expectations to your group about when you will respond, I think could be a very easy way to avoid any sort of issue with each other not knowing what's going on. Okay, I think lastly, though, this is a group project, and really I hope that you work together. Now, I did assign a group leader, but that was just for direct communication with me to kind of simplify some of the communication that would be needed if your guys' group had problems. That in no way implies that that group leader is in charge. And I don't really think that's been an issue in any way, but just trying to kind of reassert the point of the group leader. Really, this should be a cooperative effort. Work as a team, and just be clear and communicate with each other. Not having that 3 hour session on Monday nights, which would be the typical outline for this class, well, that can definitely be a challenge because you don't see each other. But at the same time, that's 3 hours of your life that you didn't necessarily have to commit to coming to school, sitting in class, and then waiting to talk to your group. So I definitely know that in 3 hours per week, some type of communication could be accomplished to facilitate the project. Now, that said, I think that you should start a living document with your group, whether you use Google Docs or whether you use Canvas. Start to kind of break out who wants to begin writing the sections. Create a master list of the annotated bibliographies, and take a stab at it. Somebody doesn't have to complete it. It doesn't have to be the responsibility of one person. But what you really want to do is begin the uttermost challenge of this class, and that is writing. You actually have to sit down and start to communicate your thoughts in a coherent way. So create a living document. Somebody start, right? Take charge. You're all in positions where sometimes you just have to do it. So I think that somebody begin and then say, all right, here's what I got so far. Let's work on this. And I think that you'll find it's going to be a lot easier and it will go a lot faster. Okay, final point. You're probably like, oh my gosh, this is a ton of work. What is he expecting in each section? Okay, let's be clear. I know that this project is doable. I know that I am, it seems like I'm asking for some monster paper. I am not. Okay. This is a class about how to conduct competitive analysis, not a class on how to perfect competitive analysis. In other words, I'm trying to get you to start to utilize economic concepts, create economic arguments, and most importantly, back them up with references and facts. This is what I'm looking for, similar to your annotated bibliography. Each section should be relatively robust, and I can start to discuss what that means in future sessions. But really, what I'm looking for in each section is a minimum of 3 references per piece. Okay, that really does start to kind of, I'm sure, help you realize what I'm looking for. If you make an argument, make sure it's referenced. I'm going to be looking not necessarily for the tightness of everything you're writing, but whether you created an argument and then backed it up. This class is really trying to help you as business professionals eliminate the problem of utilizing anecdotal evidence on a regular basis. While it can be helpful for communication, in a paper like this or in any type of professional document, people want to know that the facts you're making are facts. If you are a known professional, then maybe it is the case that you can cite yourself or you are an expert in the field. But most typically, this is not the case for a student in an MBA program as well, taking a class in competitive analysis for the first time. So treat it like a research paper. If you make an argument, cite the fact. If you use data, cite the data, right? If you use Wikipedia and Investopedia, please don't tell me. Go to the direct location of the reference that you're finding in those encyclopedia pages and cite that. Make sure it's good. There's a lot of stuff out there that is seemingly good looking, and then when you really dig into it, you realize it's just somebody. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, the 5 forces section, which we'll cover this week, it's pretty large, and you need to have about 1.5 pages per force. Now, if we think back to where we just were, thinking about history, thinking about market structure, in total, that should be around 5 to 6 pages, if that. Okay, so it is not the largest section of the paper, and that's 3 different sections. The 5 forces is going to be the largest analysis, in which case you're going to need around, say, 15 to 18 references as you work in this section. Okay, it is okay to duplicate references, but again, I'm looking for a minimum of 3 references per section. Okay, so I hope that kind of gives you a sense of what's going on. You need to reach out if you are confused, if you have any concerns. I am here for you. I am trying to do my best to be helping everybody at the same time, and my goal is for you to be successful. So if there's anything I can help you with, any anxiety you might have about going forward, let me know. Again, I've been teaching this since 2011. If you're having a problem, I've probably heard it before, and I'm ready to help. So, all right, check out the next lecture, and we will go from there. Okay, see you soon.